Seven Nation Army is the first ever track uploaded to TMNF Forever exchange site, specifically on 4th of April 2008. What makes this track more interesting is the timing. Ricardo Riggs, the creator of the map, published it before Nadeo had even published their 65 tracks that are part of the TMNF campaign in the game TMNF Forever that go from AO1 to EO5. All 65 maps were published on 12th of April, which means Ricardo was 8 days ahead of any other track published on that website. It was 12 days ahead before both the game and website were made public for everybody on 16th April 2008. Ricardo is actually an ex-coder of this exchange site, so that's why this map was published so early. Interestingly, many players noticed this track as being one of the first to be shown, and from this point on, the competition begins. Ricardo uploads a replay of the auto time, which is at 47.99 seconds. Let's take a look at this run. The run doesn't show any drifts at all, which on this map is actually better for the player. It is better to release acceleration and repeating this in any turn. Only a day after the game's release, Ditra beats the overtime run, claiming the first spot on the leaderboard. Months came by until July 2008, when G-Man breaks the 47-second barrier, achieving the time of 46.75. Oh, a shortcut. Oh, never mind. Nice landing though. Analyzing the path and the replay, G-Man never hit any Ramstein border and kept his distance from drifting, which would lost him speed. After almost 3 years in 2011, Lewis takes the world record, improving it to 46.31. So far, we haven't had another strong competitor for the world record, until a year later in 2012, when the player AR Ghost appears and sets a record of 45.72. Earlier, AR Ghost managed to set many classic world records on classic tracks over 6 years ago, and back in 2012, he was good on this track as well. And he was not alone. Valley entered the competition, welcomed with a time of 45.50, and just later that same day, 13 hours later, improved to 45.13. This couldn't been more clear. Breaking the 45-second barrier was possible. Unexpectedly, Valley never touched this track ever again, and the map wouldn't have any visitors for 5 years, due to the lack of activity on TMNF Forever. But just in June of 2017, Lewis came back to the track and returned with an improvement of breaking the 45-second barrier, putting a record down to 44.91. Players like Wolsile and Zappi were almost at the same level as Lewis was, but sadly, no one improved the record anymore for another 5 years, before the player Jofo got this run. 44.66. Later, after this replay was uploaded, no improvement ideas were ever used, because this run used all of them. Managing to get better lines was not the idea, but just to drive riskier with the intention to gain more speed anywhere. Before anyone could prepare, Riba improved the record by 0.24 seconds. And only a year later, after the map being out for over 16 years, Air Ghost got this run. (44.27), maximizing everything to the bitter end. Seeing this record is amazing, as same as AR returning to the map, beating himself by 1.45 seconds. This record was set in 2024, and in 2025 in October I made a test run that can show this. Possible sub 44 seconds. But time will tell if there will be an even better test run and world record in the upcoming time. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this history of Seven Nation Army, the first ever track on TMNF Exchange.